Hey, what's going on? So this is vlog number 3, and sorry I wasn't able to do a video yesterday, but I was sick, and so was my wife. And today's kind of a relaxed day because tomorrow my wife starts her new job at a nursing home, something like that, and because of past trauma, count them, 4 different people in her family have been in car accidents, and her father almost died in one. She does not drive, which is understandable. I have PTSD myself, and yikes. Anyways, I have dog hair all over me too. I was playing with the dogs, so excuse how I look, I guess. But yeah, she does not drive, and it's about half an hour away, so I'll be spending 2 hours a day driving her. And so I guess I'll have more time for content, right? Which is fine. I mean, this isn't exactly... This whole YouTube thing is... It helps me talk about things, especially, when it comes to addiction, and create a community and things like that. But sometimes, some days I'm just like, why do I bother? And you got to kind of push past that, especially like when you lose weight and when you're going through addiction and stuff like that. You always get those days where you're like, what am I doing this for? That's why you should always have a goal in mind. And I'll admit, when I was on Parler for 2 months, and within 2 months, I amassed quite a following, and it was really cathartic to talk about the things that my opinions and stuff like that, and give people advice and all that. And now I'm on YouTube, and each video gets like 20 views and stuff like that. And it's like, I mean, it's great to be able to talk to a few people and all that, but I don't know. When it comes to actually remembering to do all that, it's hard to do that with such a small audience sometimes. Even though those who watch these videos, I'm very grateful to, but at the same time, it's like, why do I do this? But really what it is it's an outlet. And I think everybody should have an outlet, whether it's writing and things like that. Putting yourself out in the world, and getting used to not just being hunked down in your house, in your room. There's an interesting thing that I was thinking about the other day when it comes to veterans. I've had 3 friends so far who have committed suicide due to post-traumatic stress, right? I myself only did 2 years in Iraq, but I have friends who did 5, 6 years, 7 deployments, well, to Afghanistan and Iraq. And the interesting thing is, a lot of those guys, they'll get their disability, they'll get their back pay, they'll buy a nice big house. And I have to say, at least half a dozen, 6 or 7 people that I visited, I've gone to their house, and they make a little cubby hole for themselves, right? One guy actually has his whole setup in a walk-in closet. He has his computer and all that stuff. He has a mini fridge and a walk-in closet. And that's always been very interesting to me. That's another thing I want to start talking about, is the struggles of PTSD, and when it comes to veterans, right? I myself, when I had a big apartment, I remembered it was so strange just to have all of this space. And I never spent any time in my bed. I had a king-size bed and this two-bedroom apartment. And I was held up on the couch in a corner. I don't know what that is. I mean, it'd be interesting to talk to a therapist about that. But I don't know what that is. What compels veterans or other people who have other psychological disorders to hold up in such small places? You know, that'd be an interesting thing to. Sorry, the dog is trying to get into the house, and trying to get into the house, and hates being outside when everybody is inside. You know, sorry, I'm doing this on my phone. But anyways, yeah, that's an interesting idea that I'd like to explore. Why do veterans do the things that they do? I also want to start talking about the way this country is going. And that one's going to require like a script or something of that nature, right? Because I don't have very good memory. So, you know, I'll have to write down everything that I want to say or whatever, but there's a lot of things that are going on in this world, and I'm not necessarily left or right, but my values are clearly more conservative, especially since I'm a believer, and that's one thing that I want to talk about. There's so many things that I want to talk about, but since I do these vlogs without a script and I just talk to the camera, I think I'm going to save those videos for when I can actually, you know. And also, to those who are watching this, I'm curious as to how people edit. Now, you may be able to tell I haven't edited one thing in my videos. I don't know how to edit. I'm not that tech savvy. And my dog ate the cord for my laptop, so it's dead until I can get a new one. So what I'm curious is, if anybody's watching this, can you let me know what are some good programs that, they don't even have to be free, I'll pay for it, but what are some good programs to be able to edit on your phone? Because that's the only thing that I'm working with, and for now that's all that I'm going to be doing. But yeah, I've been struggling a lot with my depression, with my post-traumatic stress. I get a lot of really bad nightmares. And I know some people that watch me, whether you're struggling with addiction or you're a soldier yourself, or a former soldier, a veteran, it'd be interesting to hear your stories. And but life just seems, I'm surprised that I'm not depressed. I'm not going through depression. I have post-traumatic stress, but I'm not going through depression right now. I'm actually very happy. My wife and I are doing great. We've been together almost 2 years, married for almost a year. And I'm not depressed, but I do have some very, very bad dreams. And I'm still getting over the loss of one of my best friends. That happened not too long ago. I did a video about it, about methadone awareness and such, you know. It's tough to talk about those things with a therapist, much less, you know, anybody in the world who can see this video. But there have been two things that have impacted my life severely. And that's addiction and being a combat veteran, right? But anyways, when it comes to the addiction, that came out of left field because I don't smoke. I do chew, but I don't smoke. I never drink. And I don't have specifically an addictive personality when it comes to other things. However, when I had a hernia operation, when I was given months of pain medication, somehow that was just, it numbed the pain so well. And that was when I was going through hard depression and all of that stuff. That was in 2012, about 9 years ago. And then somehow I decided to listen to a doctor to tell him when he told me I should go on methadone. 5 years after that, I moved down here and I got off methadone, right? And it's still a struggle. It's still a struggle every day to not go to that clinic. It's a for-profit clinic. It's like $400 a month. It's a struggle not to go to that clinic and be like, hey, I want to be a part of your methadone clinic. Now, like I said before, methadone has its place. It helps people. Some people, it saves their lives. But for me, I know it wouldn't necessarily be because of that. It would be because I still have cravings for it. I'm almost, let's see, July 24th will be 2 years off of methadone, which is astounding. I'm surprised. And I couldn't do it without Kratom. But it's always a struggle every day not to do it. Oh, and when it comes to Kratom, I'm actually thinking of doing a review. I've done some strain reviews and stuff like that, but I'm actually going to start doing reviews and dedicate a video to each one and talk about it. Because Kratom is or Kratom or whatever they want to call it, it's a very misunderstood plant, right? It's a leaf that grows in Indonesia, Malaysia, and northern Thailand. And so I think it would be good to help people. The biggest problem with Kratom is when people try it for the first time, they don't take enough of it, and they're like, well, this doesn't help me. I don't need to do this. So I think that would be an interesting thing to do. And I'm sorry if I'm rambling here, but my head is pretty chaotic right now. Anyways, back to the PTSD. Yeah, it's always interesting to me because so many vets, you know, they go through the military and they spend their lives fighting for their country. And then they finally come home, and there are so many of them who just recede into their closets or their room. They never leave. Many of them don't shower for weeks or months. I mean, PTSD is no joke, and there's a reason why many veterans are on disability, because they can't work. I remember when I was going to Walmart, when I was trying to work at Walmart, just to start working again, just to try and see if I can do it, right? I was doing a stocking job late at night, and one of the guys let the forklift go down to the floor, and it made a huge, loud noise and a crash. And I jumped, literally jumped, because my brain told me that it was an incoming, right? That's the kind of stuff that we have to deal with. And after all of this, after all the struggle that I'm getting to something here. After all the struggle we go through, somehow the society that we fought for is deteriorating. We signed on the dotted line, We fought for the people in this country, and somehow this country is going down. And I just read that China is using our own woke culture against us. How they're saying that they want to make their men more masculine, and they want to stoke the flames of perceived racism from the left. Now, I will admit that there are racist people in this country. There are racist people everywhere. But it's not as bad as the left is saying. And it's interesting that China is now starting to take advantage of that, right? Anyways, I'll get to that in another video, but I just wanted to put this video out so that, you know, I don't stop doing vlogs, and I'm sorry if this isn't amazing content, but I think I'm going to start taking this a little more seriously since my wife has a job now, and I have nothing better to do. Anyways, I'll talk to you tomorrow, probably after I drop her off. But anyways, have a good night.